The following top 5 is intended for a teenage or older audience and may contain heavy themes and would be too articulated for kids younger than the age of 13. Yeah, this video is long overdue. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another top 5, and in this week's top 5, I'll be counting down my top 5 Sly games. If you watched some of my previous videos, or if you simply looked at my channel name, profile picture, or banner, then you can infer either Sly or Sonic is my favorite video game series, and while Sonic is my second, Sly is my favorite video game series by a landslide. However, some of you may take this as me saying the Sly series is objectively the best video game series out there. Not even close. There are plenty of games that exceed Sly's capabilities and power. And at the end of the day, these are simple platformers sprinkled with gameplay variety and a great story of lovable characters. However, these games are personally my favorite games out there. 2 years ago, I also did a top 5 Sly list, but while I was doing that list, I hadn't played the games in years. However, I recently just platinum Sly 1, 2, and 3 for the third time and beat the 4th game story just yesterday before skipping this video, so my thoughts on the games are fresh. Anyways, with that said, let's start the list. Coming in at number 5 is Sly Cooper Thieves in Time, nicknamed simply Sly 4 by the fandom. Now, I used to be a little rough on this game, but after replaying it, I've actually grown to love it and consider it on the same level as its predecessors. But there are a few problems. Since there's an entirely new writing team since Senzala worked in this game, the last installment came out 8 years prior, the writing is sometimes unfaithful to the previous 2 games. Example of this includes some of these characters either acting slightly or entirely out of character. However, I still think Senzala did a great job of the story and remained faithful to the characters, even if there are some WTF moments. As for the gameplay, I don't even know where to begin. Each of the characters control like they usually do, except there's now an insane amount of upgrades and customization, whereas the previous games would take like 2 days to 100%. Till this day, I haven't platinumed this game yet, since there's so many things to collect, such as Sly masks, treasures, or bottles that are so cleverly hidden, I got a headache trying to find all of them. This game will keep you busy. As for the visuals, Senzala takes advantage of the power of a next-gen console, and Sly 4 is easily the most beautiful looking game out of the series, with detailed animation in both rendered and in-game cutscenes. And the soundtrack, while not as memorable as its 3 predecessors, is still great. Gameplay-wise, this is easily the best Sly game. However, I know it might sound ludicrous to put this game in the back of the list due to the story, but there's just too many moments that make you go, what? While it could possibly be since I'm a diehard fan, I notice a lot, but there's too many wacky decisions that I wasn't a huge fan of. Regardless, Sly 4 is a great game with great gameplay, visual soundtrack, and a good story despite some decisions, and it comes in at number 5. Coming in at number 4 is Sly 2 Band of Thieves. Sly 2 does what every great sequel is supposed to do. Take what works in the previous installment and utilize it to create something new and interesting. Sly 2 is without a shadow of a doubt the most ambitious and impressive game out of the series. It makes the series go from a simplistic platformer with a basic story to having 3 different playable characters with 3 different playstyles, more levels including upgrades available for purchase, and has a story that's still the best Sly Cooper story out of the series. So why is it at number 4? Especially when this game is everyone's favorite in the series. Well, while Sly 4 had great gameplay, great pacing, but a story with problems, this game has a great story, great gameplay, but problems with the pacing. While some of you might think pacing is unimportant, I think it's extremely important since it plays a huge part in whether you want to continue playing a game or not. I'm sorry guys, but this game goes on for way too long. While the other Sly games have 5 episodes or 6, with the last episode being extremely short, this game has a stunning 9 complete episodes. When I start the other games, I know I'm in for a medium-length adventure, but when I start this game, I know I'm just sacrificed the next 3 days of my life. And I'm not even kidding, every single time I try to start a Sly marathon, I quit once I get to this game because it moves so slow. And another huge problem is that once you 100% the game, which keep in mind doesn't take too long to do, there's absolutely nothing to do because you can't replay any missions. This is my biggest problem with the game. With Sly 3, if I want to fight General Sal again in one of my favorite boss fights ever, I just hop in a menu screen and select it. But if I want to replay Contessa's boss fight because I also love it, I have to replay the entire game leading up to it. That sucks. While Sly 2 is still a good game, it lacks good pacing and there's no reason to keep playing it once you beat it and collect each clue bottle, which isn't that hard to do. Coming in at number 3 is Sly Cooper and the Devious Raccoonist, known simply as Sly Raccoon in other parts of the world and nicknamed Sly 1 by the community. Sly 1 is easily the most primitive installment in the series with simplistic gameplay and a simplistic story. Now I know what some of you might be saying, why is the most primitive installment in the series above Sly 4 and 2? Well, Sly 1 is just so relaxing to play. I think by now I've beaten Sly 1 at least 11 times by now, and I could still have fun beating it again because it's just such a joyful experience. Each level has the same concept: do some platforming, whack a couple of dudes, collect some blue bottles if you're up for it, which is nowhere near as tricky as it is in 2 or headache inducing as it is in 4, and get the key at the end of the level. I don't know how to articulate it, but think of older games like the Crash Bandicoot series or older Sonic games. Your job is to get to point A to point B and have fun doing so, and that's why Sly 1 is a lot of fun to play. It's simple but fun. And don't think the game lacks gameplay variety, because every few levels they'll throw a level at you that's entirely different gameplay wise, or will play around with the platforms and or environment. Overall, Sly 1 is a great game, and it's special to this channel since it was actually my first playthrough ever. Coming in at number 2 is Sly 3 Honor Among Thieves. This was my favorite Sly game until for some reason in 2017 I changed my mind. However, I don't know why, because I didn't even have access to any Sly games in 2017. However, after replaying it recently, this game became my favorite in the series again. Sly 2's story was surprisingly dark for a kid's game, and it was very deep. It's funny because Sly 3's story is almost the polar opposite because it's way more lighthearted and adventurous. While Sly 3's story isn't as good as 2's, the writing in this game is insanely good. While the jokes in Sly 1 and 2 and especially 4 weren't that funny, this game actually had me laughing. Not only that, but the characters, even the villains, are all handled well. However, the writing isn't the only reason this game is my favorite. Each of the missions are extremely fun. Not only that, but each of these episodes are insane in variety. You go from having an opera contest to a lemonade drinking contest to a dogfight in the sky to blowing up vampires to sailing across the freaking 7 seas and fighting pirates. And you know what? I'm a man of variety. The clever writing, fun missions, and insane variety is why Sly 3 is my favorite out of the series. Coming in at number 1 is the Sly Collection. Yeah, I know this is cheating, but Sony is doing everything in their power to prevent a 5th game from coming out, and I can't do a top 4 in the middle of a bunch of top 5s because I messed with my OCD. Anyways, the Sly Collection gives you 3 amazing games in HD quality for only $20. If you're considering getting into the series, then buy it. It's available for the PS3, PS Vita, and it's on PlayStation Now. So if you have internet speed as fast as NASA's and a PlayStation Now subscription, then you can play these games, including the 4th one, right now on the PS4. Well, that's it. What are you guys' favorite Sly games? If you haven't played the series, then I strongly recommend them. Mostly everyone I know or watch online love these games, so I'm waiting patiently for Sly 5. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you haven't, please like and subscribe, and as always, I will see you guys next time. Peace, everyone.